Welcome to the Everyday Black Man Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I'm joined by R. Reed,
Lotto,
a.k.a. Burning Cinnamon, as well as Armstead.
Armstead, Super
Follow
Smash
us
Brothers
on Twitter at
winner throughout
EVYD Black Men, Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook on the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. We're joined today by a special guest. His name is Mogul. Mogul, say something to the people.
What's going on, people?
He said, "What's going on?" Not just joking. But we're gonna go into it. We got a couple things in the top.
First thing you're gonna say, you talk about Super Smash Brothers champ, me.
No, me. Armstead.
It's
only because I wasn't there.
It was actually me. I was the champion, but you know how it goes. Oh, I'm sorry, Mogul. Go ahead.
No, I just went there, and so y'all are champs until I get on the sticks.
Oh! You
sound like somebody else over here that said the same thing until I got there.
I know we didn't have this on the docket, but that game has changed so much.
It has
from GameCube.
I
missed the whole Wii generation.
It used to be the whole, like you actually have to do things with it, but now it's like, dog.
You want to know what else bothered me? We only had 2 controllers, and I've never fought with just 2 people.
Yeah.
I thought the map was still I remember it being
too big. It's too big with two people.
Okay, I thought I was the only one. I wasn't used to that camera angle.
I mean, the only stage was, remember the fire stage?
Yeah,
the one with where you keep going up and down, you hit the ground, there's lava and stuff. That stage is the only stage that felt right for 2 people, but everything else was just too fucking big.
All the stages were generally the same. It's just the flat land and those 3 little blocks that you step on top of. That's it. All of them were all the same.
Except for the moving stages.
Except for the moving stages. But the moving stages are generally who got fucked up by not knowing where they needed to be in the first time. R. Reed? Oh, fuck.
I was like, what the hell is
And the Fox stage was the only one that was good, too.
I always fight on Cortana. That's Cortana, right?
Yeah, fuck it. It's Cortana
there's
now.
Cortana, there's Link
So what's
stage.
so different? What's so different than GameCube?
There's a lot of shit going on.
Like the way, the controllers and stuff move now.
No, that controller thing is not an issue.
No.
The controller takes a while to get used to.
No, it's not that. It's like the fluidness of it. Like, you know how...
Oh,
You can't... What I was trying to say last night, he hated both of the controllers.
Yeah, I hate both of the controllers.
You get used to it because you're not used to playing on that controller. Like, it's just some... Like, I remember when I had the Wii U, and I was just like, I hate this damn thing. Mm-hmm. But after a while, the Wii U is probably the best controller I ever had.
Probably.
Think so?
Probably.
Right.
Well, you just got to you know what? You can buy one $30. You can find out.
Compared to what? Just
like any controller, like the screen
what about
being
Xbox
right there.
360
Like, I see what
controller?
they did with the Switch where it's smaller, but the screen is... Like, it's smaller, but I can see how you'll get used to it eventually. Like,
you will hold that up against the 360 controller?
I mean, the 360 controller is fucking legend.
Arguably the best.
I mean, that's basically an Xbox S controller, ain't it, from the original Xbox?
Well, yeah, it is basically an Xbox S controller. But the reason that the 360 controller was just so great is that it was just designed for your hands. Oh, yeah. Regardless if you a chick, you a dude, you tall, you short, that controller still fits your hands.
What's the worst controller ever made? N64.
N64 controller. That goddamn Z button trigger was in the right place, but every other button was in the wrong fucking place.
I remember playing.
You didn't know which way you was gonna play the game.
You had to hold the game like this. You had to hold it like this. Sometimes
it only felt right
for this.
What was that? Star Fox.
Star Fox and
that Star Fox 64 was hard as fuck.
You was only using 2 buttons and then the circle.
Yeah, that's the only game that felt right. Yeah. Like right at home.
I remember, boy.
Man, it felt right, but that shit was hard. Star Fox 64 is no joke.
No, we used to play it.
I beat that game.
We used to destroy that. We used to go over his house and play it all the time.
Yeah, he did.
The nigga that did the wrong thing and got a Nintendo 64. You had got a PlayStation.
Everybody had.
I had a 64 too. Did you get the RAM update?
Yeah, when I bought a game though, it came with a game.
It came with Donkey Kong.
I got this.
Was it Donkey Kong?
64 late.
Oh, you got the 64 late?
Nah, I used to just go over his house and play it.
Okay, all right. Hey, it's good.
We played it together.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the first top hat. And the first top hat is George W. Horrible Weak Ass Bush has died.
Bravo, round of applause.
Thank you. Yes. God, thank you for coming down and snatch that nigga away. He was a kingpin. That nigga was a war criminal. That nigga pardoned all his friends. I mean, if he had been a villain in a Marvel movie, we would have been like, damn, I can understand his thing. Except for that he wanted to lock up black people and said, fuck everybody, and said, fuck the AIDS crisis. Yeah, and hope everybody dies who's colored. And it's like, first of all, I'm really offended by the fact that you called me colored. Secondly, AIDS is mostly y'all at this point in time, sir. This is mostly a gay disease.
Ooh, don't ever say that. You're going to get us canceled.
First and foremost, that's what they called it. They called it a gay disease.
Right,
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just giving you what George Horrible Weak Ass Bush's people said.
But we're not saying we disagree.
Whoa! This nigga trying to get canceled. Please,
Hey,
Facebook.
I'm sorry,
LGBT.
Hold on, LGBT. What's that? Q, Y, whatever.
I mean, at the first time, you know what? I could go into it, but this is not the time nor the place. Because it's a very easy acronym to get. It's a very easy acronym.
No, you got pluses in there, minuses.
It's just too much going on, y'all.
Asterisks.
I mean,
And
no.
every week y'all add a
If
new
you do
letter.
the full one, that's it. But I cut the line at LGBTQIA. Like, I cut it at A. I don't care what comes after A.
Goodness.
This is another. We'll have this on another day. I feel like they put them all together, even though they're not all together.
Well, I mean, we all know G's at the top. Like, G's
and then
up.
they'll add P's, right?
Well, G's at the top, then T, and then they kind of let L just sit in there, and then everybody else, they pretty much tell them to fuck off. But G's sitting there at the top like, we voted for Trump. I mean,
they represent white men.
Exactly. This is white men first, and then the transgendered people are next because they're a protected
All 20
group.
of them.
And then the L's are kind of here. And then everybody else is like, fuck you. And it's like, geez, man, the Q's are not really that hard to get. They're just people.
When they're going to add the P's?
I mean, they're not going to ever add P's.
You sure?
What is the P?
Pedophile.
P stands for pedophile. So that's the thing that people always try to act like we're adding in there. And it's like, nobody is adding pedophiles in here. And we certainly aren't adding M's in either.
You said we
Well,
live.
at least not in this culture.
You said we always live on the stream, so the streams would be the pedophile.
The pedophiles are going to always be in secret.
Well, the thing about it is, you're right. Pedophiles are always going to be in secret because we all know Socrates fucked plenty of little boys, and that's a whole thing, a whole issue we can't get into.
So it's G.
George.
No, he was giving his
H.W. Bush also. But we ain't going to go there.
Oh, no, I was giving a list of importance.
Oh, I thought you was talking
G's
about
up.
He said gays up.
G's at the top, then T, then L's,
Gays
then they
are
pretty much tell
top
everybody to
and
fuck
bottom.
themselves. I's and A's I feel like are the worst because I's are kind of people who've been here forever.
What is the I?
Intersex. So people who are born with both genitals.
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
is it
whole term
hermaphrodite or
for
is
that.
it
bear pig.
The new term is intersex, intersexuals.
They changed the name.
They're trying to.
They're rebranding it so that they have a name
They're
that
trying to
more
take the
fits.
spin off of it. It's
Well,
just a quote.
at the same time, I understand if you're born with both genitals being like that, you want to keep both. I certainly wouldn't cut off a ball, even if you're like, this will save your life. I'll die with cancer the way God intended.
That ball's going off.
I got another one.
I don't know. I'm not one to really speak on hypotheticals, but I don't know.
At the same time, as a man, you can't do that. With women,
I
if
don't
you
know.
lose an
I don't
ovary,
think
you're
I'm
pretty
ready
much
for
done.
tits.
If you lose a nut, you still got only a 15% decrease in your ability to fertilize women. That's not really bad. But then again, it's always been better for men. I mean, yeah, you do lose. I mean, no, you just start taking hormone shots. And at that point in time,
masculinity.
no, you take hormone shots and you deal with it. You take hormone shots and you deal with it.
Well, I got the natural hormone.
I mean, yeah, we have blackness. I mean, that helps. But we'll go ahead
God
and
damn, we just forgot.
table this.
That's how important George Bush was.
I mean, he wasn't important at all. So I was kind of glad that we had a whole conversation on the paradigm.
Mafia.
Yeah, the paradigm was better than George W. Bush was.
I mean,
And that's kind of sad for a guy who was a president of the United States. But he also grew up women. So I mean,
Hey,
there's
bro,
that.
Women,
that don't even
children.
mean anything
Yeah,
anymore.
women, children. George Bush groped
was a
everything once he got
pansexual.
after 80.
He was
He
a
was like, look,
pansexual.
if it exists in front of me, I'm going to grab it. And it's like, you're a terrible person. At the same time, the First Amendment's under attack. They want to stop us from being able to be critical of Israel. They want to criminalize speech with up to 20 years in prison and a $1 million fine. Thoughts?
Jews run this country. And they just
Well,
showing you.
definitely
The
money
money
tends to
system,
run this
yeah,
country.
exactly.
And there
Got the
tend
money.
to be people who have a
Who
lot
got
of
the
money,
money?
who happen to have a certain hue. But at the same time, this is America.
White
Can you
Jews.
dive a little deep into that?
Okay.
You said
So basically, a bill came forward due to our boy, well, not due to our boy Lamont Hill being fired from CNN, but around the same time. He was talking about how they had a whole Palestinian Independence Day thing, and they were talking about, like, we need to hold Israel accountable. And so he was fired. And then, like, literally, like, 2 days after that, this bill comes forward that's saying, hey, we need to criminalize speech against Israel because people are saying mean things. It's like, people are saying words. We're not saying we need to kill all the Jews or anything ridiculous. We're not Hitlers. What we're saying is that we need to be critical of a country that has an
Speak for
entire
yourself.
population that they're just being like, fuck them, even though they were here first. Like, We literally took land from these people. We gave it to these other people in 1945 to 54, I think. Don't quote me on the time frame. But at the same time, it's like, really? This is how we gonna do things? This is how we gonna go? Hey, neither here nor there.
That's all right.
But this is bullshit. This is America. Y'all call Africa a shithole. Y'all talk about how America ain't shit and how liberals have ruined it and those fucking, whatever conservatives are mad about today. But y'all saying the inhuman treatment of Palestinians, can we not talk about that? Nah, we're going to talk about that. Fuck you and your feelings. And last but not least, Cyntoia Brown has literally been in prison since she's 16 years old. She ended up killing a white man who had just purchased her. He takes her back to his place. She sees that this nigga has a gun around. Instant red flag warning for any prostitutes. And then he starts reaching under the bed. Also not a great sign. Because no nigga keeps condoms underneath the bed. So she grabbed his gun and shot him. Which I can think that's completely justifiable. At the same time, she's been in jail since she's 16 years old in Tennessee. And the Tennessee Supreme Court just told her that she needs to stay in prison for at least 25 years, but more than likely 50, based on the current split. So you had two people who said that they need to release her. You had two people on there who are fuckboys who said they need to keep her. Then you had two people who were like, we don't know. And it's like, why the fuck are you on the Supreme Court if you don't know?
State Supreme Court.
I mean, yeah, Tennessee Supreme Court, State Supreme Court. But if you're gonna be on the Supreme Court, I expect you to make a fucking decision.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, that's literally all your job is deciding on cases. Like, that's it.
Do your job. Like, I don't think I'm asking you.
You had one job.
You had one job.
Make a decision.
Exactly.
You like a bitch when it comes to dinner.
Ooh. I want
What do you want to eat? You buy you something to eat.
No. As someone showed us, it's not that women don't know what they want to eat. They want to eat 16 things from 16 different places, and that's not fucking possible. Get over
They
it.
just want to eat from one place, your damn plate.
Or some of them tell exactly. Someone tell you, shoot.
Oh shit, yeah. Whenever you get something,
I just had some of yours, and then when you go buy them their plate, just so that you can have your plate to yourself, they still eating off your plate.
Were those Supreme Court judges women?
No, it was mostly men because it's Tennessee. You don't know.
Hold
what
on.
You think?
So what's the ethnicity of this
Wait,
girl?
he could be right by guessing.
What's the ethnicity of this girl?
Black,
she's of course black.
Okay.
You hear that name?
I mean, naturally, I just didn't want to be.
Cyntoia,
I didn't want to be
Cyntoia. So Cyntoia is spelled all kinds of different.
Because I don't want to be the race debater, but if it were some Caucasus Mountain heifer.
No. So somebody actually researched that and found a woman who was in a very similar thing. Now, she was an adult. Cyntoia was only 16. And we're not supposed to try kids like they are adults, except for that they did in this circumstance. But they found a white woman, same thing, prostitute, killed a guy who she thought was going to kill her, got no fucking time in Tennessee.
That's a big
surprise.
surprise.
Again, it's like y'all have something on the books that shows you that she doesn't need to be in there. And on top of that, you're violating the juvenile laws that you have on there because kids cannot be tried as adults, but you're still trying her as an adult. I don't know. Fuck you, Tennessee.
Just change it. White kids can't be charged as adults.
I mean, that's pretty much true. I'm trying to find those Tennessee Supreme Court justices just as I can tell you what the oh shit. Whew, fuck. So it's three white women and three white men.
Those three women were the undecideds. I'm gonna go 2-1.
I mean, I want to know. I want to know now, but we don't have time to. I don't have time to delve in too much deeper. But next week, I'm going to find out who was. I guarantee you, it's this fat white fuck in the middle. He looked like he can't decide shit. Look at that nigga. Look at him. He looked like he can't decide what he want to do: Burger King or McDonald's. He looked like fucking. That's all, folks. Porky Pig. That nigga right there. And then this nigga look like he raped babies. Yeah, far right look like he raped babies. Not children.
I don't think rape babies has a face anymore, so.
I mean, no, it's just the way that he looks. He's looking at the camera like, I'm going to do some fucked up shit today. I mean, the woman next to him just looks like she's just a standard racist white chick. And then they got one woman on the far left who looks like she's the one slightly progressive conservative. And by progressive, she means that black people should be not shot in the back, shoot them in the front.
You know, I've not seen one black Supreme Court.
Yeah, and of course, no black Supreme Court nominees on the current actual roster for Tennessee. So, motherfuck you, Tennessee. I'm going to end this off with a quote by Bishop Talbert Swan. We talk about him a lot. But he said, in America, a white man who rapes 50 underage girls gets 13 months in jail. A white man who rapes a 5-year-old girl gets 90 days in jail. And a cop who rapes a handcuffed woman gets 90 days. But a teen victim of sex trafficking who defends herself from rape gets 51 years in prison.
Sounds accurate.
I don't know. She wasn't going to be raped. She was going to get paid.
No, sir. Anytime someone reaches under the bed into that kind of situation, they're not going for the money.
Rob prostitutes and take the sex too? I thought you just take their money.
That is kind of why we've had several serial killers who actually did that. They would tie up their victims, rape them, talk badly about them, quote a whole bunch of Bible verses, a little creepy, and then kill them.
Do they get a charge for that?
I mean, I feel like they should get a charge for theft.
Yeah, I feel like.
I mean,
the question is it misdemeanor or like?
No, that would be federal theft because you're technically stealing someone from themselves. Because she owns herself and you're stealing her body from her.
How much do they think she's worth?
I mean, black women were the prostitutes that always made the most amount of money. So she'd probably be worth more than your average white girl comparison. Just because white pussy's all over the place and they give it to anyone. So there's not really a need to rape any white woman. Ben Roethlisberger. Rapist burger. I mean, he is what he is. But getting into the next topic, we can go into entertainment, and we're going to start this off with our boy, Kevin Hart. I don't know if you haven't been following things, but
Kevin Hart goes, I'm so happy that they asked me to do it's the Oscars, right?
Correct.
And he's like, I'm going to do it. They've been asking me for years. Finally, I'm going to do it, whatever. 1 week later, Alphabet Mafia comes after him. And Twitter.
Not Alphabet Mafia. That was totally Twitter. Let's
say this is SJW.
Well, all right. SJW, we can agree on.
Yeah. Saying that he made jokes about gay people 10 years ago.
But 10 years wasn't making jokes about gay people 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, they still make jokes about gay people.
You're also not a comedian, so that's not quite as funny.
Hey, he's pretty funny.
Amateur comedian.
But they're trying to change the culture to where you can't.
Copy.
Yeah. And the joke that
hold on, but what was the context of it? Because
one of the jokes was I saw my son playing with a doll, and I was like, nah, nigga, that's gay.
I mean, I thought he already had that one in a special.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I know I've heard that joke before.
Yeah, and it was like, that's offensive. Like, nigga, it is gay. My son playing with a doll, I'm going to not break that doll.
Well, let's not forget he's a comedian at the
unless he's trying to kill it or cut the head off the doll.
Look, if your son wants to play with the doll, that's fine.
Your son can play with dolls.
We had plenty of presidents. We had plenty of U.S. presidents who used to play with dolls.
First of all,
your son can play with a doll.
First of all, if you have a son and that's your only child, why is there a doll in the house in the first place?
I'm pretty sure that would.
That's not his only child.
He has a daughter as well.
Yeah, he has a daughter, and doesn't he have like another son?
I don't know. From his first wife, I think he got 2.
Well, yeah. I know the son and the daughter from the first one because he talked about the son and the trash thing in his more recent stand-up special that was a movie.
He got one from this new chick that he was cheating on in that hotel room. We can look it up, though.
Yeah, we can look it up. But the main point here is that Kevin Hart has been making jokes. He's a comedian. One of the few things that I'll give people is, as long as it's funny, I don't care how offensive it is.
Yeah, me either.
I don't get how people hold him to a standard of, let's say, a politician or something.
Even a politician, it just depends.
A politician, after Donald Trump, there's no standards for politicians.
I mean, I don't see why they hold him up to such a high standard when, first of all, he's a comedian. At the very least, you should hold him up to the standard of the joke. So,
yeah, if the joke is funny, it plays ball. If it's not funny, then you look at it like you look at RB and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's you, because you're not. You don't have a human
guy, and that's how
funny
he
bone.
Makes his money based on.
Well, he censored himself because at first he was like, I already apologized. I'm like, you shouldn't apologize in the first place. It's a joke. That's why we brought up Dave Chappelle. Dave
Chappelle's been making jokes around the same kind of nature for a very long time. The difference here is that Dave Chappelle's extremely funny. And I feel like he also has a lot of connections. But in either case, it doesn't matter. If it's funny, then it plays ball. I mean, people can be as mad as they want to be about Bill Burr, but Bill Burr says a lot of reckless shit. He says, I think he has one really, really bad transsexual joke that was just like absolute trash. But at the same time, he's Bill Burr and he's a white man. So he threw that privilege on the table and told him to fucking kiss his nuts.
Kiss his nuts.
And that's kind of what happened.
Pistachios.
Still on F is for Family, season 3, out now.
Hey, man.
They're just creating a culture
Don't
to where
talk about
you
that
can't say anything towards.
They're creating a TV culture. In real life, you can say what the fuck you want to say. Yeah.
I mean, the difference is in real life you can say whatever you're not gonna get knocked the fuck out for.
Yeah.
So I mean, you want to call somebody names, you want to talk about how someone's dressing. Just remember, if you ever get knocked out by a woman or a trans woman or anyone who looks, we're going to let you die with that joke. You're never going to live it down.
That's the one fight where you allowed to kick it.
You sound like you're trying to talk
ain't no way
to
you
this
out
woman
gracefully losing to a trans.
all the stuff that I'm going to cut out aside. Kevin Hart, I hope that this does not impact your career. You're off to a great start.
It won't.
And over the course of time, well, I mean, this is like the part where he's at the top. So this is like the first like real start to his career. Because before he was just building an empire, and now he's finally got the empire, and now he's got to draper it so that it continues to make money.
So I believe he was exonerated by that just by the pure nature he's a comedian. You shouldn't take it. A comedian
should take their Twitter personally.
His main agenda is to make you laugh. That's just what it is. So that's the culture. They always try to dig back and now like, nigga, you don't think people can change?
I mean, the thing about people changing is that people normally don't.
Yeah.
But it is possible. It is possible for people to change. And it's possible for people's ideologies to change. Yeah. We saw this with the whole James Gunn thing earlier, but people had a very different take on that. Then again, he did also make a whole bunch of jokes about raping babies and stuff. That was a very dark time. But he's off to directing movies for Netflix, so white power, white privilege rebounds.
White Power Ranger.
White Power Ranger, go! But we'll go ahead and get into the next topic, which is the Avengers Endgame trailer. I know everybody here saw it. And if you didn't see it, don't say that you didn't see it. Mogul, what's wrong with you? Why you snitch on yourself?
I didn't say anything.
How did you not see it?
A lot of times I'm secluded from that.
Okay, all right. I'll describe the trailer to you. Basically,
can I give you the background music while you do it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You see Tony Stark. He's on a ship adrift. And there, he's making the last little message for Penny Ponce because water and food ran out yesterday and air will likely run out tomorrow. If you find this penny, remember, the Jew was right. I should have left, baby. That was a bad idea, but I'll do it for the universe. And then it flashes back to Captain America and Black Widow talking about how, this has to work. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And it's like, Chris Evans, we get it. You're going to die this movie. Calm down. And Black Widow's just like, I'm doing the blonde thing because I'm a white woman.
The blonde thing because I'm a woman.
What's the name of the? It's the Avengers.
Endgame. Okay. Which they didn't actually register the domain, and a nigga actually stole the domain and Avengers Endgame movie, and it's like, I'll sell it back to y'all niggas for the low price of inviting me to the premiere.
Damn. Shit, man, I got some cash for this. How you talking about?
Cash.
See that movie on DVD, Racks. And I get to meet all the actors and actresses.
Exactly.
Bang Black Widow.
Bang Black Widow. I mean, she's got the blonde hair. I think you can do it.
Yeah, she's supposed to be Russian, ain't she?
Yeah.
Or a spy.
No, she's Romanov. So
and
yeah,
at the end of it, she's that's Russian, right? Romanovsky.
Yeah.
And at the end of the whole thing, Ant-Man shows up, and if you didn't see Ant-Man and Wasp, Ant-Man was in the in the what is it? Whatever that world's called.
Gosh, microverse or something like that. Yeah, but basically, if you didn't see that, he ends up being in there when the Thanos snap happens, and he's trapped in there, and it's like, oh shit.
How the hell did he get out?
What was that?
Well, that's the question. But also, Ronan showed up, and that's the thing that really had white people really freaking out because they're like, oh my god, Jeremy's back, and also
who showed up?
He's gonna be basically Green. What is his name? Hawkeye, but he's gonna become Ronan now. Okay. And Ronan basically uses samurai swords because fuck all that throwing arrows bullshit. I'm gonna get in your face and stab you.
But you remember at the very end of the Avengers when it came out last year,
this year. But go ahead. Doesn't matter.
What was the character that they showed at the very end? Captain
Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got the power.
She's supposed to be the strongest.
And by the way, that trailer,
strongest Avenger.
That trailer looks pretty nice.
No, it does.
It wasn't. It didn't do it for me.
The thing about it is, it's a teaser trailer.
It's a teaser. Okay,
it's definitely a teaser, but
because that new Captain Marvel trailer came out, and she's still a bad actress. But I actually want to see it.
Listen,
again,
I feel like
don't
the
think she's
trailer.
the best actress, but we just need to get her through. We just need to get through this next little 3-month period.
So far, the teaser for Captain Marvel versus the New Avengers, Captain Marvel was better.
Well, yeah, but also Captain Marvel, that first teaser, he didn't like either.
You didn't?
No, he didn't like the first Captain Marvel teaser.
Her voice sucks.
Well,
Again,
who's
I don't think her
projected to
voice
do
is
more,
great,
though?
but I just need her to
Brie
get
Larson
through the
sounds
movie.
like crap. I mean,
Who's projected to do more? Avengers, right?
Well, yeah, we know Avengers
so-
is going to do more, but she's going to show up in the New Avengers and it's
I
going to
think
become a whole
they'll
thing.
reset the whole team.
Well, I don't think we need to worry about the whole reset the whole team. What I really want to know is, are we going to get Black Panther Shuri? Because that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I
And
was just about
that's
to
what I want
say
to see
that.
filmed. I want to see Black Panther Shuri because I want him to have to come back and be like, "You running the whole kingdom for me?" Yes, brother. I think we should fight for the Panther.
The
sister.
Fuck with, nah, hell no. Fuck her.
You don't think his sister gonna take over?
No, nigga. If she ate the heart fruit herb, then she's technically Black Panther. And normally there's 2 Panthers, which there were 2 Panthers at the time if you read the comics. Then they have to fight to see
That was
who's the
just a
true
different
Panther.
period of when they had to. Like, that's not normal for them to have more than one Black Panther.
We're in phase 5,
You're
all
just
right?
choosing the bullshit you want to take out of the comics and use it to your advantage.
No, not the
no
bullshit
one
I want
cares
to take
about
out of it.
Siri. She was not even fucking cool. She was whack.
She's
the
awesome.
coolest nigga was the nigga with the fucking, I don't know that nigga name. You know what I'm talking about. Who was with, I'm a vegetarian, you know.
You're talking about M'Baku.
M'Baku was the nigga who needed his
M'Baku
own
is great,
movie.
but he's not going to grow into a major character. So go
M'Baku
ahead.
does need his own movie. I totally
Siri,
agree.
fuck Siri on black women empowerment.
Shuri, actually.
That's the problem. Y'all keep empowering these bitches, and these bitches ain't gonna never do nothing. You need black men empowered.
No. We're going to empower
I concur.
Princess Shuri because Disney also proclaimed that she's a princess, and we're going to keep that train rolling.
Disney always gonna empower black women and single parents.
I want to empower black women and single parents who often happen to be black women because those are the groups that are most endangered in our community. Black men aren't endangered because we've been endangered, but we're also men. And so we stand up for our black queens, even if
fuck.
sometimes they don't stand up for us.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the bigger thing here from this is that regardless of what ends up being Black Panther 2, I just want Ryan Coogler to direct it, and I want it to be dope, and I think we're going to get both of these things out of it.
Switching
And that's
to
really the
Creed.
thing that matters. But switching to Creed 2, I think we didn't give it a great send-off last time, so we're going to
Rocky
review it here.
Balboa, bitch ass.
Yeah, Rocky Balboa.
Hold on, we're that one to go into Creed because you know when Sylvester Stallone won like Best Supporting Actor, he didn't thank Ryan Coogler nor Eric Jordan,
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
He didn't thank either of them?
No.
When they did most of the work to allow
Yeah, I
him to
forgot
have
to tell you that because I know you would be like, "Fuck your."
That was a big
racism.
thing.
That
Man,
was a big
fuck
thing.
you all,
That was like 3
goddamn. I
years
went
ago
to
and I forgot
Australia.
about
I
it.
used
That was a
goddamn
big thing.
steroids, bullshit ass nigga.
Oh, because he didn't
But
win
they say
that
he ain't give
until
a
they took
fuck
over-
about
till
black
niggas took over
people
his
anyway.
movie.
So,
Yeah, he don't.
well, he
Nigga,
dead now.
we
so.
took over your movie and made it better. Nobody was trying
Yeah,
to
I
watch
don't
that
know if
old
it's better.
Irish stallion
Rocky
bullshit.
4 is a good movie, man.
I mean,
That's
Rocky,
the best Rocky.
4 was pretty much the best
If
Rocky.
you ever get a chance, Rocky 4 is a good
But
movie.
bootleg that shit because fuck Sylvester Stallone.
I mean, I bootleg everything.
Bootleg it all. In fact, bootleg it twice and then
Fuck
send it
his
some
estate.
kid
He ain't
in
getting shit.
Italy and make that nigga watch it off a bootleg. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I know this is a switch on subjects or whatever. But how do y'all feel about the whole? What is it when you want to go and I think purchase like a gun or something like that? They have to have all your social media information.
They don't have to have all your social media information, provided that you've already done the thing that you're supposed to do, which is get your carry conceal permit. You don't need shit if you have a carry conceal permit.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What's the deal with that?
They want all your stuff if you don't get your, again, niggas, please, get your carry conceal permits if you're in a state that offers it. That's not, fucking too hard. New York.
It's only $77.
Police state.
Exactly. As long as you don't live in the police state, you should be able to get your, even Maryland will give you a concealed carry permit. They just want you to sit down, have a conversation with Jesus, go through 3 forms of identity, go through 3 life crises, and then they'll give they'll give it to you. Yeah. It's not a life crisis. It's life crises. Like you got to do it. It's 3 in a row, but they'll give it to you. I mean, you're only gonna have 10 rounds for whatever, which really sucks if you got a really high power weapon. But you're allowed to buy a whole bunch of those things. Unlike California, where you're only allowed to have 7 different cartridges. You're only allowed to have 7 of them in California. It's fucking bullshit.
Listen, if you enjoyed it, you have
Magazines.
No
that was the word.
excuse. It's no excuse in
I
it.
got like 18 cartridges.
The day I
for
bought
Nintendo.
my guns is the day I went down
For my
to
Nintendo.
fill it out for concealed carry. $77.
Exactly. It ain't shit. Especially living in
I thought
DeKalb
that
County.
was $100.
Nah, in Conyers it was $77.
Oh, Rockdale. Rockdale County. Rockdale County. DeKalb County is 75.
Yeah. So
And it's again, it's simple as fuck. All the thing they need is your fingerprints, and then also anytime that you need to buy a weapon, that's all you have to show them. You don't have to give them your social security, because if you don't have that, then they need your social security in order for you to buy a weapon legally. And if you get a weapon from somebody else and they find out that you bought a weapon from somebody else, even if you can prove that the sale was legitimate and honored, you're still going to jail. So black men, please get your carry conceal permits.
So they could change gun laws.
So you saying they don't?
No. This is gun law only applies to blacks.
So you saying they don't advertise privatized selling?
No. They don't advertise privatized selling,
No,
and they don't tell you.
Advocate.
Oh no. They don't advocate you ever buying things privately. The same way that dealerships don't like you not buying from their fiefdoms, where you have to buy cars from only a set number of dealerships who all have different medallions, and that's the only way you're allowed to have a new car dealership or a dealership that's in Toyota or Honda or any of the other big names, which I'm not going to give anybody else any airtime. But yeah, that's the way it is, and I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But going from there into a special movie that we're going to do a spoiler-free review of. I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse early.
How was it?
It was great. It's an origin story, so if you're going in there thinking that it's going to be all web slinging and fucking bitches, it's not going to be how the movie's going to roll. They did a really good job with the father-son dynamic, and even a lot of the supporting characters are great. You are going to see a whole bunch of Spider-Men and Spider-Women, and that's going to be interesting for you, especially if you know the backstories of like Spider-Gwen or the mecha anime Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty good. It was nice seeing Spider-Man Noir because you're going to know who that voice is. I'm not going to spoil it by telling you whose voice it is. But when you hear that person's voice, you're going to be like,
Beyonce.
That's not.
Hey, it's me.
No, it's not Beyonce. I can tell you that. It was not.
I'm sorry, Beyonce. I was just joking.
It was not Beyonce. But when you hear this person's voice, and I'll tell you afterwards if you want to know. Now, the one thing I didn't see, because this is an early premiere, is I didn't stay for the after credit sequence because I wanted to, have something to watch when I see it on Thursday. Which by the time you hear this, the movie will have already come out. But I saw this a week ahead of time because fuck you, I get paid. But it is what it is. It's really great. One thing I will tell you guys that I will kind of give you a light spoiler of that you should know is that there is a Stan Lee cameo in there, and it is really good. It's probably his third to last one because we know he has one in Captain Marvel, and we know he has one in Avengers Endgame. But that's probably it. But there was one in there, and what he says in there, it's like, damn, nigga, you had to die too? Fuck.
You all gotta die sometime.
I mean, I know we all gotta die sometime, but it's like what he says is so poignant to the fact that he also died, as well as what the point in the film where that interaction takes place. Which I'm not gonna ruin that for anyone because you needed to watch it. But it was really poignant. They also had a in-credit sequence where they said, basically, thank you to Stan Lee and one of the other guys who did the animations and stuff, who both died. Thank you for showing us basically that there can be different super, heroes and whatnot. And it's like, it was really nice, really well put together. But overall, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I think is going to be a great series. I really hope that Sony makes this into its own franchise, kind of like Venom, because with the way that they're doing things, they kind of tease at maybe the spider people being able to communicate across dimensions. And that opens up some really interesting.
They said the next one's gonna be all girls.
Okay. Damn. Did Spider-Gwen get in her own movie?
Didn't they learn from Ghostbusters? Stop putting women.
Well, no. Ghostbusters was not as bad.
Yes, Ghostbusters was not as bad, and neither was Ocean's 8.
I didn't see
and Ocean's 8 was actually the one that made the most money out of all the Ocean's franchises.
It wasn't bad, but Ghostbusters, the girl version, was trash to me.
I mean, it wasn't.
No,
bad.
It wasn't as trash as they said it was, but I still think it was trash.
Again, I think that it's an average movie in today's world where we want great. But it's an average. Again, it's
but
not.
It should have had a sequel.
It should have had a sequel, and it's not worthy of a Razzie. So that's what I'm saying. Again, I'm not saying that it's the best. No. Again, my favorite Ocean's movie, if we're going to take it back to the previous example, is, of course, Ocean's 13, because the stakes were fucking ridiculous. But at the same time, that movie didn't make as much money because it cost, $250 million to make?
Too many stars.
So
and you can pay women less in Hollywood, so it makes sense.
I mean, that's kind of like the problem that's going to be for Ocean's.
That's not a problem.
Ocean's 9 is going to be that, so y'all going to have to add one more woman, And on top of that, the Asian chick, her pay raise just went up because of Crazy Rich Asians, because she played
that movie didn't do that good, did it?
No, Crazy Rich Asians did phenomenal.
It just wasn't that great of a movie, though.
Again, it's not that great of a romance, but it's faithful to the book. And it shows Asian people at a time where they want representation, and it shows them as being more than just, I am the hokey Asian character stereotype.
Or Kung Fu Asian.
Exactly, or something like that.
It seem like trailblazing, but it's...
I mean, again, it's not that it's trailblazing, it's that we're living in a world that's becoming post-white. So, like, now you're starting to see a lot of, like, you've got, like...
238 million.
238? Yeah, that did really
30.
well.
They made
30. 30, yeah. On 30, that's great.
For what, Crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Crazy.
Took 30 million to make it.
Because they was advocating that movie so hard to where it was
they had a great media blitz. I don't know who ran their media team, but those are the niggas you need if you get in a fucking PR nightmare.
That movie, the other movie you saw had an Asian guy in it, Missing? Or?
Oh, yeah, Searching. Searching was also great. But the problem is, I knew Searching wasn't going to do well commercially because it talks about, missing teenagers, which is something we like to pretend like doesn't happen. Also, the fact that you should never, ever spend a night in any national federal park, because we don't keep numbers on the amount of people that go missing, and we only do cursory searches.
What's that other movie good too? You know what I'm talking about? The one where what is it called? Where like they're all like on a computer and they're all chatting together. What was the name of that movie?
That might have been Searching.
No, that's Searching, because Searching was made entirely.
$1 million, they made 70.
No. Searching was made entirely through Apple devices. So MacBooks, iPhones, all that stuff. Like the entire movie is made through Apple things. Like that's one of the things I thought that was genius about it, because I also saw that one earlier.
You sure this is the same movie?
No, it's the same movie, because it's
the one where they got into the dark web or something like that.
No, you're talking about something.
No, now you're talking about some scary. Now you're talking about what's that name of that horror movie?
That's what I'm talking about. They were all on the computer together, and then somebody entered into their conversation. But it was somebody from like the dark web or something like that, and they end up looking at one of the videos.
Like one of them killed everybody else.
Yeah,
I saw that review on our. Let's call them out again.
Let's call them out. Foundflix.
Our
nigga Foundflix.
We don't watch full movies around here, especially ones we ain't trying to see. Foundflix.
Although I do still need to watch The Apostle.
It makes me go back. If I would say if it was worth my time, I'd go back. Because I went and saw a movie and I should have Foundflixed it. What's that movie that came out?
What is it called again?
Foundflix on Netflix. Yeah, he'll
on
review
YouTube.
Movies, and he's very, very good.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
YouTube.
No,
Okay.
YouTube. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's very good. Like, if you ever don't want to watch he does horror movies for the most part, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, because horror movies, you get a lot of trash. So I was
you do get a lot of trash. I was surprised that he did Searching. I was like, nigga, you doing?
It's kind of like drama horror.
I mean, well, it is kind of like drama horror, because the original ending they went with that.
Yeah, $70 million off.
Something bad happens. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, $70 million off $1 million. So
I mean, no. That guy, he did triple numbers. But then again, also he was a former Google like guy. So I mean, like he had all the industry connections. Yeah. He had the ability to get all the stuff. Yeah, because when I saw that movie early release, basically when they were basically doing testing because they didn't know where they wanted to put it in August. Essentially, Sony was scared, because Sony's often scared. So that's why they show a lot of their movies ahead of time, because they want to know, are we doing things right? Do we need to switch anything? But like he had like this whole thing where he opened up, and he just basically talked about how I've been doing these things, for Google for forever, and I just really wanted to be a filmmaker. And it's like only a rich Indian nigga could be like, I'm done being this other successful career. I'm now going to start on this venture campaign, and I'm going to make it with somebody else's money. But I also have enough money to pay off the loans to them because I'm doing well in life. Also, I came from a small, little, poor village, and I've managed to rebuild my entire village. We're all great here now. Things are wonderful. Shout out to my boys at Google. I know Ajit Pai, even though he's a piece of shit person. He's also Indian, and I feel like we need to be nicer to him. And it's like, whoa, like you lost me at the whole throwing in Ajit Pai. Like you had me kind of up here, and then like the Ajit Pai thing, he's a piece of shit. We're not gonna forgive him. But yeah, Searching did pretty well. But to kind of to roll backwards, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, you're definitely gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. If you want to know the voice cameo, I'll tell y'all after the thing.
Because you just said now and take it out. All right, let's move on to the
Moving
next
on
subject.
into the last part of entertainment, we're going to talk about music mentions. Scum Gang came through with Dummy Boy, which was absolutely trash, except for the parts where Kanye West was on. His verse on Mama I thought was pretty good. His verse on the other song was pretty good. Nicki's verse on that song was not bad either, Mama. There was 2 tracks on here that are actually in Spanish, which did not feel like they needed to be on this particular album. It felt like Tekashi 6ix9ine was trying to branch out a little bit, and I do like him branching out. Look, 6ix9ine, like, I need you to not be a jackass and just throw things on here because your album's not long enough. Like, I mean,
how many tracks?
It comes in at a lowly 13 tracks.
Lowly
13. And I say lowly because no track here is over 3 minutes long.
But you know that short albums is like the wave right now.
I get it.
Yeah.
But like other songs,
that's actually kind of long comparably to if it's 13 tracks. But you said it's not 13 full tracks.
No, it's not 13 full tracks because his first album was longer, and even though that reused a whole bunch of tracks like Billy that had already come out, but it still was longer. But
how long was the album in total?
In total, the album is less than 30 minutes. It's like
13 tracks.
It's 13 tracks. Only 2 of them
That's
hit the 3-minute mark.
Right there.
Yeah.
13 tracks in
30 minutes?
Yeah.
You might as well have put out something like Kanye. And Kanye had put out 5 in 24 minutes.
Yeah, but
That's
the difference
crazy.
is Kanye understands that we're not about to be up here listening to this bullshit.
Well,
and
yeah.
the 2 tracks I'm talking about are BB and Mala. They're both with the same person that's featured, but both of them are tracks that are in Spanish for the most part. So if you take those 2 tracks out there, because most niggas I think gonna skip them things.
Yeah.
So when niggas skip them 2 tracks, it's now down to 11. So now you barely hitting, and these are 2 of the longer tracks on the album. Yeah, these are the tracks that are the 3-minute ones. So you down now to what, 21 minutes?
Yeah, because now I think about it, even when I was looking at when he first came out with Gunmo, that track was what, 90 seconds or how long was that?
Gummo was longer but also shorter.
But when he first released it was.
But yeah, when he first released it, he released like a minute of it.
It was like a 90 seconds or something like
Yeah.
that.
You're right.
But I think he's been.
But I mean, to be honest, this is par for the course. Because looking back at day 69 graduation, this album right here, just looking at it, couldn't have been longer than 20 minutes. Like Gummo was one of the longer tracks. Billy, which is a song that he arguably was most known for at that time, was only 1 minute and 52 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And half of it was screaming. So really, it's 1 minute long. Like he's trying to do the whole terror whack thing where the tracks are 1 minute, but he doesn't have the grace, the speed, the stamina, the ability to kind of get the ideas across. Because at least with Tara Whack, which shout out to Tara, she actually got it, the ideas out in a minute.
Yeah. That's the new chick, right?
Yeah, the new chick used to be a battle rapper, so she made an album that wasn't like battle rapping to kind of keep that going.
But they was kind of, I was listening to another podcast, and not to even mention it, but they was talking about how because she was a new artist, she needed to put out a fuller content so the world could be introduced to her more, rather than those minute-plus clips of her rapping.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with that. So I don't know what podcast it was, but I agree with that thing. Mm-hmm. Like, you definitely need to have more actual
artist,
content out there.
Artist, because we don't know what we're getting from you, at least at this point. So
true. I mean, she did kind of make it into like a full thing, but at the same time, I get it. I got it, 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing that came out was JID DiCaprio 2, which it looks like Leonardo DiCaprio got mad at him using an early picture of him, so he had to switch it to a picture of an Oscar. But I thought JID, this was a nice little look for him.
Who the fuck is JID?
JID, remember that trick? Remember that track that I played you? Get off my dick, get off my dick, get off my dick. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Off these.
He was trash.
JID puts out.
He puts out quality. He puts out quality stuff.
That song was trash though, right?
You don't like the song. I thought it was great.
He's not somebody you just sleep on. He's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me. There's a guy in New York that I be sleeping on, but that nigga's good, man.
Who?
You gotta say his name.
Dave
East.
Oh, you didn't listen to Beloved this year?
I be slipping on him, man.
Man, you should listen to Beloved. Styles P plus Dave East was actually fucking fire. Which I don't know why I said actually. Like Styles P ain't been putting out good shit for a while. But yeah, Beloved, you got to check that out when you get a chance. But no, don't sleep on JID. You may not have liked that one track, but the overall album I thought was pretty damn good. While that is probably one of the better, I think, tracks on the project, it all flows together pretty well. Slick Talk I thought was a pretty good starter track. 151 Rum, great track as well. Working Out, I thought that the added intro is a little bit much. Hot Box with Method Man was really good. And the ending bonus track, Hasta Luego, was also pretty good. But overall, the tracks kind of flow very well. Only track that I can think of that I was expecting more from was probably him on Westbrook, which is the second actual track on the album. But everything else is pretty much fire. And you definitely should give it a chance when you get an opportunity, R. Reed and Armstead.
Thank you. I will.
Well, much appreciated. But we're going to go ahead and go into our favorite topic, which is relationships.
Oh, dun 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 dun.
So, do you want to talk about the lady, R. Reed, or do you want me to do it?
You can do it.
So, everybody,
I'm Instagramming right now.
this fuck shit that I just saw that one of my boys let me know about, and by boys I mean R. Reed, was just the level of craziness in this is just classic Missouri.
Was classic?
So
who?
basically, this woman tried to force a man to have oral sex with her. By sitting on top of his face and punching him 20 or striking him 20 to 25 times with both an open and closed fist.
Who was counting?
I'm pretty sure it was the victim.
He was counting.
I mean,
As he was getting hit,
he was getting hit, and as his face was being ridden.
Where was he hit at?
He was hit all over his body.
How heavy? What's the?
I mean, we don't know how heavy it was. She also struck him with a belt and a cell phone and a brass plate.
A brass plate?
I don't know who the fuck has brass plates just hanging around.
Like domination.
But then again, when you see this, what this chick look like, she looked like somebody who uses brass plates.
How the hell you get brass plates nowadays?
Apparently, you got to have a mohawk and look like you're on drugs.
Emo.
Also, go Bucks.
Or coming from Borderlands or something.
Go Bucks. But yeah, or Borderland, or fucking Fallout 76.
So he just want to eat her pussy, or what was going on?
Yeah, he basically wouldn't want to eat her pussy, and she's like, "You're gonna eat this pussy. I'm gonna sit on you. Oh, you don't want to eat it now? I'm gonna punch you. Oh, you don't want to eat it now? I'm gonna hit you with this belt. Oh, you don't want to eat it now? I'm gonna hit you with this brass plate."
Let me see that picture again. Oh, she look like she got a hairy bush. I'm telling you.
I mean,
It's,
probably.
She was a fat. Well, I'm sorry, like a emo white chick.
Yeah, she's an emo white chick.
An emo looking white chick.
Emo.
And not like early like emo, like the pre-emo people who had the emo style before it was emo, and then kind of just like got their way into it.
I'm gonna call you right back.
She was a recluse bitch. That's
Basically, she was a recluse, and she also looks to be tatted up. Although there might just be a little bit of chest hair. Who knows? Who knows? In either case, the guy told us that he was scared to death and had trouble breathing, which it's like, sir, the fact that she was sitting on top of you with her bush is reason enough for you to have trouble breathing.
I can't eat that bush though, man. I'm just
I mean, I wouldn't have eaten it either. I would have gotten beaten too.
beaten.
I wouldn't have got beaten.
Or just got out.
Beaten.
I mean, that chick looked like
Probably the best.
that chick looked like she on meth. No matter how strong you are, meth strength outweighs normal strength 100 times out of 100. Meth strength is crazy strength.
Is it that crazy?
Meth strength is ridiculous strength. Don't do meth, kids. Bad idea. But if we're done with that, then I'll go into the next thing, which was also you, which was R. Reed brought forth a video on inadequate women, and I thought it was something good that we needed to discuss. So after watching that video, what are your thoughts?
So basically, what was this guy's name? We gonna give him credit or what?
Nah, we're not gonna give him credit.
So the video basically explains why women talk to quote unquote dudes that are bad for them, because in a way they like to feel superior to the man that they're dealing with, and I feel like that's a generational thing, and
Definitely a generational thing.
because that was my whole strife with some of the feminist movement. I'm not a feminist. I feel like they try to act like you need to be the man, not necessarily like enjoying the quote unquote feminine principle. Be more like a man. What's wrong with being a woman?
I mean, there's a lot of things, quote unquote, that are wrong with being a woman. according to the feminist movement.
Correct. So now with that said, the dude is basically saying that these women are looking to quote unquote hold a power over a man, which is interesting. As somebody who's, I guess we'll say, in the dating scene, I can see that a lot. Like women going for men who are, let's say, not their superiors. Well, is that a bad word?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a bad word.
Yeah,
I think that there's a lot of people who don't want to date people who are their equals. Now, some of it is that people want to date someone that they have the ability to always have a little bit of power over or control. Yeah. And then you have other people who date people specifically because they don't feel like they deserve, which I think that's kind of more so what the video was getting at.
He was going at more of the deserve, and I was just like, but a bit of me was like, bitch, you don't deserve shit. Like, but anyway, nigga, you don't deserve shit.
Well, no, you're, to a certain extent, you're right. No one deserves anything. And that's the biggest and hardest pill for people to swallow, is that you don't deserve shit.
You don't deserve a good woman.
You don't deserve a good woman. You don't deserve a nice house. All these things are earned.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you get. So
that's like if you got a woman who consistently like loses her temper with you,
correct,
and yells at you and argues with you,
correct.
Like after a while, I don't know what nigga ain't gonna be like. Well, some niggas like that. I don't get that.
Well, yeah, some people find that to be attracting.
I don't get that.
Or attractive, I should say.
You get that? Like anybody in this room get that? Like arguing?
Well, no, I get it because like that's why like a lot of the people back when I did Uber who were messing with these high quote unquote status men, and by say people I mean there's men and women.
Not arguing.
Either way, I was Uber driver. I just get paid in tips, so I don't give a fuck what you're doing. But a lot of people would be either cheating on their spouse or on the way directly from cheating on their spouse. And they would have a lot of times a conversation with whoever that was that they just finished screwing, like, oh, my wife just called me, we got to make this quick, or hey, that was great, let's whatever. But half the time, if you delve a little bit deeper, which sometimes people want to tell you a little too much about their fetish with women being in diapers, but that aside.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, I know, man. People are weird. But they tell you, like, look, man, like, I have everything that I want. I'm a high-power lawyer. I basically make people look stupid every fucking day of the week. So when I have sex or when I want to find an intimate partner, I want to find someone who's going to have some sort of power over me because I have power over others all the time. I want to release the reins. Like, I get the release the reins thing. It's not for me. I like holding on to the reins, and I want to hold the reins until I die. But at the same time, if this is something that you want to do, you want to release the reins, you want a woman who's going to yell at you and scream at you and all these other things, that's fine. Just make sure that she's equally yoked to you, or at least as close as possible.
But you got to be patient with women because they do have feelings, man.
I mean, you have to be more patient.
But I'm like, sometimes it's just like, yo, chill out. Like, I ain't got.
Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes it is like, chill out.
I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta tell people, look, you got bad. Give me 50 feet.
Listen, there was a great prophet. I call him prophet. He's not actual prophet. He said that women are agents of chaos. So
first of all, I know exactly what you're talking about. Fuck that nigga and everything that he stands for. No, not everything that he stands for. Some things I think he is right.
Yeah.
A lot of things. At the same time, I don't believe that women are agents of chaos. What I believe is that women enjoy variations.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the problem. In that what we see with a lot of relationships is that men like it when things are consistent. Woo. You want to make sure that your dick is sucked. You want to make sure that the bills are all paid so you don't have to stress out about anything. And you want to make sure that you got enough money coming in here to where you can go to trips like Vegas or, Hong Kong or wherever Armstead went in China that one time. You want enough money so that you can do the things that you want to do. And generally speaking, if man wants to do more, if man wants to get more, it's something that kind of occurs to him kind of like that. But for women, the way that women mature is differently than men. Because men, every man just hits a point in his life where one day he's like, all right, cool, I don't want to cheat no more. I don't want to fuck around no more.
That's some bullshit.
But
I'm gonna try not to cheat no more.
I think I've reached that point at some point.
I'm gonna try.
But every man gets to that point. But for us, it happens overnight. It's not like a gradual thing. With women, they gradually realize, oh shit, I can't suck 6 dicks in a week anymore. Like this is just not gonna be how I'm gonna be. I'm gonna try 4 dicks this week, and then women kind of realize that they need to phase things out a lot better than men do. Oh. Because that's just kind of how they are. But the difference is, and the thing that women hold on to, is women love variation. Like, women like
chaos is variation, bruh.
I mean, again, chaos is variation, but I wouldn't say they're agents of chaos. Because chaos is one of those things where chaos is a lack of order. I think women like order.
No, they don't. They hate order.
Women love order.
If you look at the Black Lives Matter movement, the Alphabet Mafia movement, those are all agents of chaos.
No, those are not agents of chaos. Those are all movements of change. But the difference between those movements is, for instance, Black Lives Matter.
Black lesbians matter.
Black Lives Matter. Because remember, they didn't include women at first. It was all just men. So fuck your feelings. But Black Lives Matter came down as a organic movement where you had different groups of people who were coming up and doing things. And then eventually George Soros injected money into it. And that's how it grew into a sustained campaign. Always inject money into things. So I don't know why people are being like, but George Soros runs the Black Lives Matter. Yes, and white people paid for the civil rights movement, nigga. This is that shit they knew. This is shit happened with Kublai Khan when his father, Genghis Khan, was paying all the missionaries to go out and tell people, look, if you don't want these Khans to come through and fuck over everybody and rape all your women, y'all need to give us a tribute of this amount. And niggas who were like, the Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan can't do nothing. Genghis like, Kublai, handle that. And Kublai would go over there, rape all the people in front of you, then kill you because they wanted to embarrass you. But the point that I'm getting to is that we always have had someone pay for a movement, whether it's Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan raping and pillaging and all those things, but doing it because, hey, my dad said that we got to do this, so this is how it's going to be done. Or it's George Soros being like, this Black Lives Matter thing, I really appreciate this, and I've got plenty of money, so just throw some money over there. Like, this is nothing new. Or we could go with something nicer, is that you have Bill Gates with the whole African thing. Like, he's trying to give technology to Africa and do it. It's always going to be someone rich who's going to be able to invest in your movement. You see it with islands like the Dominican Republic or Jamaica, where you have all these rich white businesses coming in here and basically injecting money and then extracting the natural resources. So if you want things to change, if you want, like, let's say a Black Lives Matter movement that is more male dominant and more male whatever, get rich, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Otherwise, the people who are going to be deciding things are almost always going to be white men who do things the way that white men want to do things. And that's just never going to change.
Wealthy white men.
Well, yeah, exactly. Wealthy white men. But that goes back to the point that I always get at whenever R. Reed says something like, oh, you got all these women running these movements. Where are the black men when it comes time for this? Because I didn't take off no time from my work when they was marching for that boy who got killed in Atlanta, because I want to make money, because I'm a man and I had to provide for my household. But all the LGBTQIA niggas was there.
They love chaos.
All the other people are there, but they're riding for you, a straight man.
You always say that
was killed.
But when it comes down to it, they're just arguing for me. Like, what is the real change? Like, I get tired of people talking about the same shit.
I agree with you 100%. Like, there needs to be a clear, this is what we're going to do. Correct. But the problem with there being a clear, this is what you want to do, is that niggas don't line up for a clear, this is what you want to do. Niggas line up for a rally. Yeah. Niggas line up for a protest. Niggas line up for some shit where, man, if the cops get off, dog, we about to do it. But people always do that. It's very different than, like, so I'm going to personalize this for you. Last night, I just was at my homeowners meeting. We didn't meet the qualifications for us to have a vote, even though we need to have a vote. And the reason we didn't meet quorum, because that's what the official term is when you have enough people basically to vote for your homeowner. The reason we didn't meet that is because when things are going well, niggas is not showing up. But earlier this year, when we were fighting Amazon, which, shout out Amazon, you lost, niggas was super out there. We had community rallies. Niggas was sending emails. People was going door to door. Niggas always show up if there's a problem. But again, if you don't see it as being a problem for you, then niggas don't show up. So the reason that the LGBTQIA community shows up for black men being murdered is because they know what it's like to be oppressed, and they feel this is a black man who's been murdered, this is a black man who's been sullied, this is a black man whatever. Now, you did have some people who didn't want to fight for that one black guy who was kind of problematic.
St. Louis.
Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of get it. He did say fuck black women. He did say not white. She was Hispanic, right?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, whatever. Either way, he was loving on his mixed or other than black woman kind of credentials. So when people are like, I don't want to ride for this nigga, it's like, I mean, dog, look, you didn't have to keep them tweets up where you talked all that shit about people. You shouldn't have done that. So when they don't want to ride for you, I mean, nigga, tell your team to ride for you. Oh, you don't have a team. Oh, I guess nobody's going to ride for you, dog.
Ride for my
all right,
nigga,
well, we're going to go for the next one.
Fuck
Your
that.
niggas will tell you they're going to ride for you in life, But watch from heaven where they be at when it's time to ride for you if you were wrongfully murdered by the police. Because I think you're going to see fewer niggas there, and you're going to see a lot more women than you ever saw. Because women tend to be the backbone for all civil rights movements. But
The hate you give.
the hate, yeah, it is just like the hate you give, man. It is just fucking like the hate you give. Women tend to be the backbone for that. But our last segment here before we go ahead and roll tide. Shout out to
Bama.
Nah, no shout out to Bama. You guys
No
fuck each
shout
other.
out.
You fuck each other. All right, you fuck your siblings and your parents. Y'all nasty. Your whole state is nasty. Your cousins. y'all all types of
especially if
nasty.
your first cousin.
Exactly.
Like
first
third,
cousin.
fourth cousin.
I mean, fourth cousin ain't even really a cousin. I'm sorry. When you four cousins down, we don't even have the same real family structure at that point in time. Now, I'm not saying you need to do it like King George III and fucking marry every one of your cousins down the line till you get a child. But at the same time, fourth cousin don't really count. Third cousin is still family though. Third, second, first, nigga, you grew up with this person. You know your first cousin.
Oh yeah.
Second cousin, at least, they wasn't at all the cookouts. And third cousin, rarely. But at the same time, first cousin, y'all fucking nasty.
It ain't no excuse.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that. First, second, or third, there's no excuse. Fourth, fifth, sixth, have at it, bro. Like, that's not your family at that point. They have a completely different genetic pool. And that's really the thing we care
As far as I'm
about.
concerned,
A lot of
you're
people
not
don't even know like
family.
they fifth and sixth cousins.
But all of this aside, I'm going to go into our final segment of today, which is going to be wins and losses. So, in the Cardi B versus Offset split, since they're filing for divorce, and we skipped over that, which, really didn't matter. Who is the clear winner of this
Cardi
dissolvement? True. Why?
Because you were here, now you're there, and you're going to stay there, even though financially we're going to go with Offset.
Financially, yes. Offset wins from this.
But she's going to be okay either way it goes.
I'm gonna also say Cardi B because not only did from when I learned that he got her to where she is, and she's got into she's digging into his field of what's the word I'm looking for? People, the fans.
Yeah, oh yeah, his fan base.
Digging into his fan base. Not only that, so she has a kid by him, so you already know child support gonna come somewhere.
Yeah, that's the only part that's gonna suck is that child support is gonna come for him, even though she has the means to support the child.
That child support.
She had the means to buy a fucking
Bugatti.
Yeah, she was fool enough to.
Lambo cash.
Yeah,
she got enough money to pay for this child.
Yeah, she posted her check on the line when she was emotional. It had 10 million in the account. Just
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, she's become the public figure darling. So
true.
gonna
She's
get
actually
another
clout.
rich nigga.
Her clout individually has surpassed. Actually, if it's not equal, it's surpassed over Offset.
I would say surpassed because
Offset is like the
not,
gangs. He's not well. I won't say he's not well received, but he's
who's
not
the
well
famous person
received.
from Amigos?
Quavo.
Exactly.
But that might change because he has an individual album coming out.
But I think Takeoff stands a better chance of getting off the ground.
I think hood niggas like Offset.
Quavo album was just
no.
whack
Hood
too,
niggas like Offset better, but hood niggas don't pay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with
But
you.
Quavo album was whack though.
I know, but I'm saying when it comes time to make money, white people will buy Quavo stuff. White people buy Cardi B. White people will listen. I saw a white girl listening to Last Rock, and I was just like, you don't even know who this is.
Told you rap music.
True.
I actually enjoyed Cardi B's album.
Yeah, Invasion of Privacy is great. I don't think it deserves a Grammy, but that's just me.
You're great.
But it's
okay.
It's pushed by the machine.
I want Mac Miller to win
entertaining.
for rap category. I know a lot of people are mad because they want Nipsey Hussle to win, but I feel like Mac Miller.
Nipsey Hussle album sucked. I liked it for the first 2 weeks, and then over time, I just stopped listening to it.
Yeah, I hope Mac Miller wins because I felt Swimming was a vastly superior one. But if Nipsey or Mac Miller win, I'll be fine. But if y'all niggas give it a Scorpion or Invasion of Privacy for best rap album, I swear to God,
I don't even know why
we're gonna have problems.
She
can be up for album of the year. I want her to win album of the year.
Scorpion's downfall has had too many songs. And
if Scorpion had been a better, more put together album, it'd be worthwhile. But if you give this trash anything. Because the problem is not that the album is bad. It's that there's just too many songs that have no business being on this. This needed to be a B-side that was locked in the vault like Disney and never heard from again.
Yeah.
The fact that y'all decided to include songs like the first 4 songs on fucking side B.
And I don't even think they even projected that Kiki would even do that.
Well, no, they didn't know Kiki. They thought they were just gonna be guys playing nice for what?
That
I'm
Michael
upset.
That Michael
Pusha
Jackson
T
song.
Yeah,
killed your ass.
they thought the Michael Jackson one was gonna pop,
You
and then it
regret.
didn't. And then it was just like because you used a shitty version of a Michael Jackson lyrics, basically, because you took that from a song that was already made that didn't make it anywhere. Y'all took it, y'all threw it together. You didn't even do it really well. Which I mean, probably this is why your boy 40 was snitching to Pusha T. Because apparently he didn't like your ass. Which I understand, Drake, right now you're cleaning house. So if you want to hire everyday black men.
You got rid of 40?
Yeah, because 40's the one who told Pusha T.
I thought 40 was his boy, though.
He probably thought that too.
Hold on, 40's been there since the genesis of his relationship.
Yeah, 40 has been there. But
so
I think.
he got rid of him?
No, well, he basically has. Barrick has basically pushed back everyone that's in his initial team. Kind of like what 6ix9ine did, but he did it
Too
more
late.
effortlessly. So he pushed back everyone that's in his team, and he's basically just kind of figuring out who he wants to keep around. But 40, we found out from Pusha T, 40's the person who told him.
Yeah,
so
pillow
how,
talking.
40 his boy.
Got you some little pussy. And
Exactly. Pusha T got you some pussy, and next thing you know, you telling that chick, and then that chick is telling Pusha. I need to back it up, because remember, 40 is dying. So he's probably trying to fuck as much as he can, enjoy all the fruits of life.
Is it critical? Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's what he made that whole. That's why Pusha had that whole thing. Is that man is 666.
But I didn't know it was in critical stages.
No, he's in critical part. 40 probably won't last another 3 years. But I mean, at the same time, 40's had a great run. Like he's lived a very nice life. He could.
Nice is an understatement.
Yeah, nice is probably an understatement. Because I mean, even like one thing that people don't give Drake enough credit for, that I'll give him and 40 credit for, is don't buy your fucking mansion. Rent that shit out so that you can leave whenever you're ready, and so that you don't plop down $25 million. Instead, you piss off, $10 million for 10 years. But why do you care? You don't care about pissing off $10 million over the course of 10 years, because you're gonna make more than that every single year. But you still get the benefits of having a mansion. You still get the benefits of having a security team. You still get the benefits of having a cleanup crew, and you still get the big ass house with fucking more bathrooms and rooms than you'll ever use.
Who's leasing, Drake or?
Drake is leasing.
No, but he just built a mansion.
No, he did build one.
Okay.
But like his main one out in L.A., he leased that
in
shit.
Calabasas. Yeah,
he leased that shit.
Because
Yeah,
he only go out there like when he in album mode. He goes back to Toronto. Like,
yeah, we in out mode, generally.
Sclerosis.
Yeah.
Who does?
40.
MS.
Yeah, he has multiple sclerosis. So yeah, he about at the age where he gonna die. And the thing about MS is that it's a really bad death too, because it's basically your body shuts down. Like you lose the ability to move, you lose the ability to talk, and then eventually you lose the ability to breathe. And at that point, you're pretty much gonna suffocate. Like I hope he moves to that one state where they allow you to die, because if I had MS. Once I get to the point where I can't talk anymore, y'all take me out there, y'all kill me. I don't want to die of being unable to breathe. Like that's a terrible way to go. Which 40, I mean, you're a snitch nigga, but I understand why you did it. Hope the pussy was good, and hope she gave you the wettest sloppy toppy.
Hold on, but can we really consider that snitching on him? Is that really considered snitching?
Yeah, you don't ever pillow talk, even if this is to a chick that you just bang, and she's like, oh, just tell me about what y'all doing. Nah,
I wouldn't necessarily call it snitching.
Not the number one nigga in the game. Like
He was hiding his
don't
kid. He kind of was hiding him.
No. I get that he's hiding his kid, but you don't tell anybody that's your boy.
Yeah,
right now, R. Reed, if I knew that you had another kid, I'm not gonna mention that to anyone, because even if you told me that and you didn't tell me in confidence, I just overheard it. I understand as an adult that this is not high school, and I shouldn't go tell this to some prostitute.
Yeah,
Hold on. Is it acceptable if you're unanimously telling like, I know this nigga with a baby?
Yep.
Is it acceptable? Is it as bad if you like talking to a chick and you just conversating with her, but you giving her unanimous information about a dude? You ain't giving her specific thing.
Well, if she give her enough information, chicks they gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah, they gonna put it together.
Agents of chaos.
I'm just saying they are
not agents of chaos, sir. What they are is they're able to put things together. They're not stupid.
I call my ex that, but that's not it.
Well, hey, you call your ex agent of chaos. I'm just saying, don't blanket every woman.
Let me tell you this, man. A lot of them use it for ammo, man. A lot of them use it for ammo, which is why they call it.
Well, yeah. A lot of women will use it for ammo, but niggas do the same shit. Like if you know from fucking with a chick that she doing this or she doing that or she got this going on or she got that going on.
Women tell you all about their friends.
Exactly, and women will tell you all about their friends.
You know you are who you hang out with.
Also true, you are who you hang out with. Hang out with better niggas.
I'm telling you, she a hoe.
I mean, yeah, if you hang out with a chick and she call all her friends hoes, she a hoe too.
I learned the hard way.
No, go ahead, Ari.
I mean, I just saw this. American Guys is coming back. It's been like 3 years, man. If y'all never watched American Guys, go watch it.
I wanted to watch American Guys. I bought the book on tape, but I didn't listen to it.
Just watch it on Stars.
But I want to know the book.
Books are for people.
What's it about?
American Guys. It's about the old guys versus the new guys. Like.
Wait, American Gods or
Gods?
Gods
like Zeus.
Like
God,
Zeus and them
Jesus.
versus the guys who like technology, social media, and things like that now. Yeah, it's interesting.
Mr. Wednesday.
Let me save that in my phone right now.
Yeah, say that in your phone. Say that in your
It's
phone.
good.
Any ending thoughts, Reed?
You know what? I'll go last.
All right. Riker, ending thoughts. Definitely, y'all, make sure that you take care of yourselves this week. I know we're going into Christmas crunch time.
Grimmy.
And so people be skipping out. Don't skip out on the gym. Don't skip out on the things that you do to relieve stress, whether it's fucking your ex or hanging out with the next. Do something that you enjoy this week. Mogul?
I don't really have any closing statements. Watch out for Agents of Chaos. That's all.
All right. Armstead.
Okay, shout out to the Atlanta soccer team.
We
for
won.
winning. We won. And
Champions.
Is the curse broken?
They had a
Atlanta
parade.
United.
They had a parade today. Peachtree.
Hell out there.
And it's cold as hell out there. And boy, it's about to be crazy. I believe it started at like 10 o'clock today. And I don't know how long it's going to be going for, but I know it's going. No, they're having it Monday. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. They didn't have it today. They're having it Monday. They're having it Monday, so if you guys want to go out
Everyday
there,
black men.
I mean, we can
and
go
enjoy
do
yourselves
it.
at the parade. Hey, go do that.
We're gonna be around a bunch of white people with shorts on. So
Yeah, it's on Peachtree Street.
That's how we know. You know, somebody. If a white person is wearing something other than shorts tomorrow, when you go out there, leave. Don't be a Boston bombing marathon person. If you see a white person out there with a bag, leave. They always do that.
trench coat,
trench
that
coat,
time of year.
pea coat,
Triple fat goose.
I am suspicious.
I am
shout out
super
to that team. You know,
Atlanta United.
You know, we have a curse on this city, so hopefully that revives something in the city.
Correct. R. Reed.
All right, so we're gonna leave with a closing thought. All right, somebody said something earlier here, but I don't remember what it was exactly. So I'm gonna say this: can you ever really trust anybody? I say yes, but there are very few of them. More than shit. You'll be lucky if you find 3 of them. Good luck.
Actually, let me ask you this:
May the odds be in your favor.
in some cases see yourself trusting your friends more than your family?
Yeah.
Depend on the friend and depend on the family member.
No, I'm like,
I don't know
I'm
if I can
asking y'all
trust
right
anyone
now.
more than my mama, but at the same point in time, I know plenty of niggas I can trust more than aunts, uncles, cousins.
Listen, my gauge is on people, individual experience by individual experience. Just because I trust you yesterday don't mean I trust you today. I'm going to gauge you by every situation. So, yeah.
Damn, man, you can't build up nothing with somebody.
He ain't trying to build up nothing, man. He
Build
trying to
the
say,
shit.
he said every day we restarting, man. You having 40 first dates. This nigga having 40 first dates with every person he meet.
I need to know every day.
Every day. This nigga said, if I see you eat eggs and ham with the wrong egg and ham combination, you suspect. Like, normally you make your eggs boiled. Today, for some reason, you got them scrambled. I ain't
Especially
trusting you.
women with their ability to switch up on you.
I mean,
let me ask you this.
at the same point,
do
you
you
have to put
see-
yourself out there, though.
Happens.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like
Willing
a
to be
person?
hurt.
Oh, yeah. Being vulnerable is all about, I mean, it's synonymous with being in love or love itself. So,
Correct.
But still, I'm going to gauge you by individual basis, experience by experience.
Okay. Sorry,
Do you-
Armstead. Go ahead.
Do you feel like a person that plays devil's advocate is also your enemy?
Not necessarily. Some people just like being contrarians. People just dicks.
Yeah, because like, if you're having conversations with my enemy and we're supposed to be friends, then you my enemy too. It's like,
Sometimes.
Depends. Is my friend a spy or not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be a contrarian, at least it's supposed to lead to somewhere.
And it depends.
Like a contrarian just enjoy being different, opposing sides. That's all. But if I differ from what you differ from, then
what if a person is just trying to just make peace, you know, and try to keep both ends of both sides of everything, you know, saying cool and level headed.
Why do you always seek
sometimes you gotta get a fair one in. Sometimes you gotta get a fair one. Go ahead.
I mean, the thing about it is, we say it's a world of chaos. And sorry to cut
I
you
mean,
off
why
there, Mo.
add more chaos to a world of chaos?
Well, no. You're not adding more world of chaos. When the world is of chaos, then chaos becomes the new order.
Correct.
Order becomes chaos.
Sometimes you just gotta shoot a fair one. Catch this fade. We'll be good tomorrow.
catch this fade, we'll be good tomorrow. That's
or
wise
just
words
stop
not
fucking
been
with them,
said.
period.
Well, true.
Or you could do that. But I'm just saying, like in most cases, like if you know two particular people and they not fucking with each other anymore, and you hear both sides of the story, and it's like,
remove yourself.
Didn't
from
we
the
have this
situation.
whole thing, Armstead, not too long ago?
Yeah.
Where we had two sides of a story about a very specific issue, and both sides thought that they were right, and we tried to interject some reason and logic, and neither side wanted to hear it. So we just kind of washed our hands of it.
Both of them wanted to be right. And
And that's the problem is everybody want to be right.
no,
Like,
only
again-
reason I know about that. Only reason I brought that up again is because I was looking on Instagram and somebody posted something saying that if you're playing devil's advocate, you're my enemy too. And I was like, what?
Well, at the same time, anyone who says that is really stupid because you need someone who's going to advocate for the enemy side because you often do not know what the enemy is saying unless you have someone in there. Or as Abraham Lincoln did, I'd rather my enemies be inside the tent plotting against me than to be outside plotting to get in. Because it's almost better to always have your enemies really close than it is to have your enemies at an arm's length and then able to fully plot. Because people can only pretend to be fake with so much energy. It requires a lot more to be fake and do all these other things.
It does.
But we're going to go ahead and...
That's what happened with
and,
Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, but that's not here nor there. That's another story.
That comes from a very
It
hurt
came from,
individual,
like,
Armstead.
the most emotionally unstable person I know.
Yes, that comes from someone who's really hurt.
I
But
just saw it. I was just like,
Oh yeah, I seen that yesterday.
But Armstead, we don't have time to dwell on this.
yeah, cool.
This
it's cool.
person who is obviously one of the sad agents of chaos. We're gonna go ahead.
That do exist.
Again, my main thing is I don't like blanket statements. So again,
agree with
if
that.
you know an agent of chaos, then point him out. But at the same time, I wouldn't label all of anyone an agent of chaos.
Of anything.
I tend to look at people on a case-by-case basis.
Gotta go with a lot.
I think a lot of people are agents of
Okay.
chaos, but I don't try to make
A
it
lot is
about
always
gender.
more than 50%.
A lot is generally 51 or better.
These niggas.
50. I say a lot is 51 to 75.
Some of these men are like that too.
I mean, there's a lot of men that are like that.
Yeah.
They're also the ones that get really mad about men having other things, and it's like, why are you judging what's in this man's pocket? Why do you care?
I actually
You're a
congratulate
bitch on the inside.
I met a nigga
and it's
yesterday. I was
festered.
like, this dude is a cool dude. Old dude who came through with old girl. That's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he a cool dude.
Yeah.
He very different, but he cool.
He different.
He different. No, not different like that. Different, just like different kind of style, different kind of way of looking at things, different kind of way of looking at life.
You know him better than I do.
Hey, man, I do. But thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. Please check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Music, as well as iTunes. Give us that
Old
5
school
star.
soundtrack for you broke ass niggas.
Old school soundtrack for you broke ass niggas. Riker out.